It's your boy Alex Teach FC, and if you don't know, get to know because it's what time it is. It's box office time, and Alex needs to talk to some truths out some Tottenham fans, and it's a subject that I need to talk about because unfortunately I had the pleasure of listening to some fans talking about our team and going back on themselves, and the subject of Antonio Conte. Now, I will admit I'm not a big fan of Antonio Conte, even though he is an elite manager. But to say that people are saying that they're having a go at Antonio Conte when we should have a go at the players. Look at the players in particular, and we don't want to hear it. We do not want to hear it. But Harry Kane and Son. Because when you look at Harry Kane and Son, yes, they've got through us games. But I think yesterday proved when you've got players like Harry Kane and Son and they've dragged us through games and they can't get up for a game against Manchester United yesterday, that just proves to you why we're losers. And they're both losers. Because they've not won any trophies. And we're now looking at Antonio Conte, who's came in through the door, who's got all the trophies that he's had from other clubs and achieved all the championships he's had. And we're looking at the manager. Where's the logic of Tottenham fans? Oh no, yes, he's made mistakes. He made mistakes yesterday. Yes. But if you're telling to me that he's the problem at our club, you're deluded. You are absolutely deluded because there is no way in this earth that Antonio Conte is the problem at Tottenham. Only just last season, everybody was hailing him as the best manager ever because he got us into Champions League. But then I was the one that was saying that, oh, it's only Champions League, by the way. We're only getting back to the position that we were under Poch. He ain't won no trophies yet. I haven't noticed the trophy yet. But all of a sudden, because, we're not really playing, we're playing, we're in the Champions League and we've got players in the door so quickly because of Antonio Conte and Paratici, who is not a Don, by the way, and I will get into that another video. But we're getting onto this. I mean, honestly, what nonsense are we talking about? Yes, the football's absolutely awful. It is absolutely awful. And yes, you can look at Antonio Conte and say, yes, you need to do more. Yes. But he's definitely 100% not the problem. If you want to look at the problem, we haven't got a philosophy. We haven't got a secure philosophy. We haven't got an identity. That is an identity problem because we played good football to defensive football, to attacking football, to this type of football, to different types of football. It's ridiculous. And we keep on thinking that it's the manager's fault. And it's not the manager's fault. Because I'll tell you what, we'll win next game against Newcastle, which is not a foregone conclusion, I can tell you that for a fact. We'll win next game, and then we'll start saying, oh, we're really good now. A couple of weeks ago, we were saying that we're championship contenders. Oh, we're top of the league of our Champions League group. I mean, honestly, where are we going with this? It's honestly, there's just no reality check with the Tottenham fan base. It's honestly a joke, an absolute joke. And I don't understand where we're going with this at all. We were always a bang average team without Harry Kane and Son. I did include Kulusevski in that as well, because I'm sorry, Kulusevski was covering the cracks last season. He was covering the cracks last season because who was all fit last season? It was Harry Kane and Son. They were always fit last season. And what do we win last season? Nothing. Nada. When we had the FA Cup and we got beaten out of that, We got beaten out the Conference League, which was a cup competition that we're inferior of. And now we think that we've got rights to get back into to win the Champions League now and compete in that. It doesn't work like that. It does not work like that at all. And the last person we can start looking at of trying to get rid of is Antonio Conte. Because who's taking over? I'm hearing names of, oh, we need a Brendan Rodgers. Oh, I'm hearing that we need Pochettino. He's available at the moment. Oh, yeah, that's convenient, isn't it? But this is the same guy that we were all saying that his time was up a couple of years ago. Same, a couple of years later, I'm sitting there looking at people and saying, well, what did I say to you when we sacked him? We're always going to try and get back to a manager like Pochettino, didn't we? And look what's going on. We don't like the football, so we want a manager that's going to play us good football. What we need now is to win now. It's crucial. It's important. It's critical, because you can't have people like Harry Kane and Son, who are looked as losers now, because they're not winning. They haven't won anything. They have not won anything at all. And they're not stepping up in the crucial games to help out and inspire the team. Yeah, our midfielders not doing enough. Our wing-backs are not doing enough, no. But at the same time, you need your top players to get you through get you over the line. And that's the only way forward for us. But we haven't had that, and they have not stepped up in any of our finals, our semi-finals, and any Tottenham fan that doesn't look at that and think, well, I don't know what else to say. So the last person we can look at right now is the manager. And even for me, someone that likes good football, I can't sit there and say the manager's the fault. Yes, he's made mistakes, but the fact is, he's won trophies wherever he's gone. We've not won trophies. So we've got no right to start judging him and saying, well, he's the problem. We can't look at the manager anymore and say he's the problem. Yes, he's made mistakes. That's what we can say. But the thing is, though, the fact is, we need him more than he needs us. And that's reality. Reality of the situation. We ain't got there's no way of looking at it like that at all. And I'm fed up of hearing Tottenham fans saying, oh, well, he's an absolutely awful manager. Well, again, when you've got in Jose Mourinho, who's won everywhere he's won, and by the way, yeah, I didn't want him as manager, no. I didn't want him as manager, no. And I was right, yes. But the fact is, he stuck it right back in our faces, winning a Conference League for Roma. So that just proves to you that, it's our problems ourselves. The players, the board, but I leave that to other people to debate, because I don't get into that sort of discussion. I'm looking at the players. Because now it's getting a problem. It's becoming a problem. And until Tottenham win trophies, that's when they will get respect. That's why I don't rate Højbjerg. Because at the end of the day, Højbjerg can give everything he wants, but until he wins a trophy, I'll change my mind. Kane and Son, yes, they are great players, but they both know, and they do know, because Harry Kane did want to leave Tottenham, and he was forced to stay at Tottenham. Tottenham fans forget this, absolutely forget this, yes, but he wanted to leave Tottenham to win trophies, not to get a day out in the Champions League. He wanted to win trophies. And unfortunately for Kane, in his career, yes, he'll be known as the best goal scorer of the Premier League, maybe. He'll beat the record of Jimmy Greaves. Yes, he will beat that record. But he will also known as a loser. That's not won trophies. And even the fact that he's not won a trophy internationally Because I'll tell you now, if you won that European Cup, the the Euros, that saying would have gone. At least he's won something internationally, but he hasn't even done that. While his teammates in England have won trophies. Son's not won nothing. And he had the opportunity to go somewhere else, but he chose to stay at Tottenham because he's so happy at Tottenham, comfortable at Tottenham. So to me, he's not thinking about trophies. You think about when it was Berbatov, Keane, Sheringham, Sol Campbell, all those names, and I could even include Ledley King, because if Ledley King had known these problems, he would have gone. He would have left. And look at the past players that have left before us recently. Walker, Ericsson. All these players have left our club and gone on to win trophies. Even Foyth, who everybody thought was absolutely useless, has gone and won a trophy at Villarreal. It's becoming ridiculous. It's ridiculous, and I can't contain it anymore. And yeah, maybe I was keeping quiet, but it wasn't because someone was telling me to be quiet, because I've got better things to do in my time. Because Mr. Box Office has got appointments to make, and that's it. And when Mr. Box Office has got appointments to make, he makes it known, and that's it. So that's why I wasn't talking. But you would have saw me at the stadium every single week, going to the Tottenham games and watching us and saying that this was coming. And people can vouch for that as well. So I've not been hiding. Trust me, I've not been hiding. I've been still here. You know what I mean? So I've been keeping my counsel on it all day, every single day, and that's it. So, like I said, all the naysayers that say that I'm talking absolute nonsense, well, until we win a trophy, I ain't talking nonsense, and that's it. And I'm not having it that we're having a go at Antonio Conte when we are the ones that are the losers here. We're the ones that are the losers here. The players are the ones that are the losers here. And even if you want to go there, Levy's the one that's the loser here. Levy's the one that's the loser here. Not Antonio Conte. And that's hard for me to say this because I like good football and I'm fed up with this football. But the fact is, if we get rid of Antonio Conte, who's coming in? Because it ain't going to be Pochettino. It ain't Pochettino, bruv. It ain't Pochettino at all. It'll be Sarri, another manager that Pratigi's going to find somewhere in his notebook, because he's got his contacts that are not that great as far as I'm concerned. Because I mean, he hasn't turned us into elite team as yet. You know what I mean? So he's no Don. You know what I mean? He's no as far as any Don that I know of. You know what I mean? I'd rather call Robbie the Don at AFTV than him the Don, because Robbie from AFTV is more Don than Pratigi's more Don at Tottenham. I mean, absolute rubbish. I never heard such absolute waff in my life. And that's it. And I'm sorry, I've had enough of it. And so we've got to keep on, whether or not football is absolutely awful, we've got to just still back back Antonio Conte. Because until there's something better that comes along, I don't see no point in sacking Antonio Conte. Yes, the football is absolutely diabolical, and I can't stand it, no. But we put ourselves in a hole when we appointed a Pratigy, right, with a different way, a balanced football, right, which is what Pratigy wanted, by the way, not us. We wanted good football, right, which is what what Daniel Levy put in his thing after the whole debacle with Mason, right? His speech during that Aston Villa game, and said, "Oh well, we want good free flowing attacking football, and then we wanted managers that play attacking football. We wanted Graham Potter, we wanted Martinez, we wanted Pochettino, we wanted Brendan Rodgers, and then he came in and completely changed that fact, completely changed it, Pratigy, and that was it. So that philosophy is completely gone now. We're not going to have that sort of football anymore. We're not having that sort of football under Pratigy. If you want that sort of football, get rid of Parategy. Get rid of him. And find somebody that's going to have a philosophy of playing good, attacking, free-flowing attacking football. And find coaches that do that sort of football. But we're not going to do that under Parategy. I can tell you 100% it's not going to happen under Parategy. And that's not going to happen under Antonio Conte because he wants to win now. And that's it. And it's painful for me to say that because I like good football. I like good imaginative football. But the fact is, we want to win now. And if we want to win now with Harry Kane and Son, who need trophies right now, because at the moment their legacy is getting ruined here, they need to win now. And this is coming from the one, the only, Alex THFC. And if you don't know, you need to get to know. And if you don't know how I speak, well, you don't know how it is and how it ever will be. The truth, coming from the truth. Mr. Box Office. The truth hurts coming from Mr. Box Office. And I'm out of here. And please like and subscribe and take care of yourselves. And Mr. Box Office is out the building. Take care.